Right, hello. Today we're going to cut a few branches off a tree because we wouldn't normally cut branches off a tree at this time of year because there might be birds and things, but the Pylon people have called us and they want us to remove a few branches because they're getting a bit close to the pylon wires. You can see here. So first of all, I've got to check there's no birds nesting in here, but I think we're just going to remove this main trunk and this one here. So first of all, I'll just check if there's nothing nesting. It's difficult to even get to the trees, but you can see this one is hanging over the river here, so it's going to be particularly difficult to get to, but I suppose I'm going to climb up there. One thing about cutting branches of trees, if there's the slightest bit of wind, don't do it, because it could be quite nasty. One time I cut down a tree and I cut it down so it was going to fall this way, and then as it started to fall, the wind caught it and then it blew back like this towards me, and I fell on the ground and this tree falling like this, and it just caught on a little bit like that with me lying here. And that's a lesson I've learned: never cut trees in the wind. Those are another nasty Indian balsam plant here. Make sure you get the roots up and shake it out and hang it somewhere to dry and die. Right. Want to get up here and see if there's any birds nesting or anything like that. It's all clear. There's no nesting birds up here. So it's a little bit breezy at the moment, so I'm going to wait for the wind to die down. Hopefully we'll be able to do it today, if not we'll finish on another day. But at least I've seen where I need to cut and what exactly I need to do up there. The big tall one on the end is the only one which desperately needs cutting now. So I think we could leave the others until the proper time of year, which is between October and April. And that's the only one, this one here, that's actually dangerously close to the pylon wires. So for this job I will need a bow saw and some long handled cutters, which if needs be I can extend to make them tougher. So any sort of cutting down of trees which isn't cutting them right down but is cutting them back to a certain height is known as coppicing. So first of all I'm going to give you an example, but I'm afraid I don't have an upright example, so you're just going to have to pretend it's an upright example because I can't really show you when I'm right up there. So imagine this branch here was a tree or a top of a tree. I'd want to first of all cut here. Remove this protective thing from here. I'd want to cut this side first, so that the side where I want it to fall, because when it falls here, it would rip a whole bit of bark off, like, and it'd make a nasty mess. So if I first cut a bit that side, like so, just so far through, and then you see the bark won't tear down now. So when I cut up here, or opposite it on the other side, you see, it just comes off. But what you're supposed to be careful of when you're right up there is when it falls, it'll go ping like that. You do not want your head to be there. Quite good to have the bow saw like this so the blades are all facing away from you, and then you can climb without it being in your way. Right, so you want to anchor yourself safely, so you've got your legs and arms holding on, and then you've got to look for a good place to cut and a good position for you to be safe and cut from. So the tree has more branches that side and it's leaning that way a bit, so it makes more sense to have it falling that way. So I've got to make sure I'm holding on securely and find somewhere and think of the best place to cut it. So first of all, I cut it this side. Like I showed you in the first bit. And then I start cutting it the other side. But of course, I won't be safe to cut it right the way through here because my head's in the way of where it's going to fall. So I can just start it off from where I am. So now I'm just going to reposition myself a bit lower down. If you've got it just right and the weight is on that side, then the gap that you're cutting gets gradually wider, and so it's easy to get the saw further in. It's starting to go. I'm going to position myself a little bit lower down. Maybe that's a bit too low down. Whoa. Timber! Yeah! So, I got the high bit of the tree off now. This is a willow tree, by the way, but not a native type of willow. It's fallen down with the bow saw stuck in it, and now it's over the river with the bow saw there. So maybe I'll do another video of how we retrieved the bow saw. But hey, at least the Pylon people will be happy. Right. Hey, could you take that, please? Right. So I was going to do a whole bit of how I cut up branches and put them into neat piles and all that, but this is like hanging right over there over the river. There's no way I can retrieve that one bit. So I'm going to have to climb down without it. Oh, let's see. Yes. Alright, so I hope you liked today's video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and if you click the little me down here and click videos, you get a whole list of all my other videos. So see you next time.